Hello guys, SkyDee here. I really don't like that I have to make this video, but I have a problem, and the problem is that well, the short version of the problem, I guess also the long version of the problem, is that I want to quit YouTube. I want it to be over. I want to be done, right? And the short version of why is because I have no motivation right now. And it's not even just right now, it's been going on for months behind the scenes, and that's why there's been like less content lately as opposed to, how it used to be, right? But the long version of the problem is the rest of this video, right? So I guess let's start with the fact that, there are a couple big reasons, but the biggest one is making content for this channel feels like an obligation right now. It feels like an obligation more than it probably should. So when I started this channel, it was purely for fun, and I can play the clip of the first, video that I ever posted on this channel where I said that. I want to make this clear before I actually start doing anything super major on this channel, is that this channel is really just for fun for me right now. It may become something more in the future, and honestly I wouldn't be opposed to that, but right now this is just for fun. And that I would be lying if I said that did not change at some point. And I actually know the point that changed. It was probably, I don't even know, probably a few months after I started the channel. I made a couple of videos that I realized after I published them that I just didn't like. I knew I could do better than that, right? And now that I look back on it, I know that that's where I started to have ambitions for this channel. I know that that's when I really wanted this channel to do well. It wasn't about just having fun anymore. Exactly. Like, it was still about having fun, but that's not all it was about, right? And that's kind of how it is to this day. Like, I want the channel to do well, so when it doesn't, right? And I'm still trying to uphold some kind of standard of quality when either A, I fail at doing so, or B, I succeed at doing so and YouTube just buries it and like 20 people watch my video, or C, which is both, and that just happens over and over. I get very, very burnt out very quick, and I've been trapped in a cycle of this happening and me getting burnt out and not wanting to do videos but doing them anyway, because I feel obligated, because I know that there's a small handful of you guys out there that actually do follow my channel pretty religiously. When I post, you guys are there. I guess if there's any reason why I feel obligated, that's probably it. But the point of me saying that is I can't just stay in this cycle forever, or it's going to make me not want to do it at all. And I know that because that's how I currently feel. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, I want to quit right now. It is hard to want to keep going, and that pisses me off because that's not what I started this channel to be. This is never something I should want to stop doing for, the interest of time, and especially for the interest of my mental health. And all of this has led to a pretty catastrophic drop in my motivation to keep doing videos. At time of recording this, my motivation is sitting at about 0, outside of making this one, having a very heart-to-heart conversation with you guys. But that's not all this video is, because now we're moving on to the second big reason why every bone in my body wants me to quit YouTube right now, and that is the state of YouTube itself as a platform. And in order to really get the full feel of what's going on, there is a video we have to react to. I was gonna react to this video anyway as its own separate thing, but then this happened and I'm like, hey, I think this will tie in pretty well. So, alrighty gang, so the video we are reacting to is SlopTube, a Shadiversity documentary. And yes, this is the second time I have talked about the Shadiversity YouTube channel on this channel, but in addition to the last video that I made about, you know, blasting YouTube for their bullcrap, which you guys should watch if you have not, this one is entirely true. I can confirm. So we're going to go over this video, and just if you don't know, just pay attention. Just pay attention, because it's pretty bad.
YouTube cares not from whence the views come, only that they flow without cease for all eternity. You see, the more easily consumed content YouTube pushes into people's feeds, the more views it gets. So, just like an insatiable beast, it wants more content like that on the platform than anything else, regardless of the quality of that content or the content that people actually want to watch, because YouTube has realized something rather depressing. People will consume utter slop-grade content if it's even mildly interesting and forced in front of their faces enough times.
Okay, so right off the bat, that is 100% true. That's the reason why you've seen so much AI crap just completely taking YouTube by storm. It's because it is brain-rottingly stupid, but it is so easy for people to consume, especially like little people, right? But the point is that it's so much easier to consume than like a long-form video would be, and YouTube doesn't care. YouTube will push what gets views if it gets views, and will not push based off of the quality of the content, so to speak.
Whatever people were watching more of, YouTube will recommend that type of content to other viewers, even if they were less interested in it based on their subscriptions. The more broadly appealing content, even if you hadn't subscribed to it, would be prioritized in the recommendations over the channels you subscribe to the point where subscriptions now literally mean nothing for video recommendations.
Pause. So that is what I said earlier, and that explains why. What I said earlier is subscriptions don't really matter on YouTube, and that is why. Videos that are put out by large channels are now competing directly with videos that are put out by smaller channels with very few subscriptions, if YouTube decides to actually recommend that video, which makes sense when you think about it, but it's not necessarily the way it ought to be, and this is coming from somebody with a small channel. So, yeah.
That was literally told to me by people at YouTube, as well as this.
Subscribers don't matter in 2023, consumption matters. And then of course, you don't get paid for subscribers. You get paid for views. When you click on something and it retains your attention, YouTube goes, I want to serve them more stuff that will hold their attention. In 2010, subscribers were king. In 2023, consumption is king.
YouTube is not interested in the best user experience and what people want. It is only interested in money and views. Now you might be thinking, how is this killing off niche content YouTube channels? Well, let me explain. There are two types of content on YouTube. Broadly appealing, which means videos that have a higher chance of appealing to a wider audience, and then there are niche interest videos. Okay, generally speaking, I don't know which of these two categories my channel falls into. I know I've put out some sword videos, right? Similar to Shadiversity's videos actually, but those would for sure be in the niche interest, but like, as far as everything else I do, which is mainly gaming, right? Isn't that at least more broadly appealing than the sword stuff is? I don't know. So, let's say a person has an 80% likelihood of watching a niche content video in their interest sphere, and only a 20% likelihood of watching a more broadly appealing video that is not catered to their likes but appeals to far more people. In the past, YouTube would recommend the video that the viewer would enjoy more, but not now. If the broader interest video appeals to, say, 20% of the users on the platform, while the niche video only has a chance to appeal to, say, 1%, oftentimes even lesser, which video is YouTube more incentivized to promote to new viewers if it disregards users' subscription preferences?
Okay, so yes, going back to subscribers don't matter, and the whole we will recommend what gets views and not what's good. That's just a better way of explaining that with numbers and stuff, but it is definitely true. It is for sure true. I know that just from my time on this platform. And I've only been here for like a year, and I know. It's true, gang. It's true.
Of course, it's the one that has higher chances of more people watching it, and therefore the recommendations given to the more broader appealing video will generate more views overall. React videos, shorts, low-effort social and political commentary, and now low-effort AI slop can be produced at a much higher rate, and all of that content is far...
So, as well as being much easier to consume, our YouTube slop problem is also, you know, very encouraged by the fact that it's extremely easy for somebody to put a prompt into an AI and for the AI to spit out some slop than it is for somebody to sit down, put hours of their time working into a video and making it good, which contributes to burnout, which is why it's part of the reason why I'm here making this one. I won't lie, but we'll get to all of that later after we finish looking at this.
So YouTube pushes this content above all else, because YouTube cares not from whence the views come, only that they flow without cease for all eternity. YouTube gives more easily consumable content, like shorts, far more recommendations and real estate on the home screen, even to viewers who would like to watch niche, higher quality, longer videos, but because those videos don't appeal to more people, they are getting buried and forgotten.
That's my problem with shorts right there, okay? So about, I don't even remember, but it was a little bit ago at this point, I decided to stop making shorts on this channel because to me, it felt like I was just making content for the sake of making content, okay? Like a damn factory. I did not enjoy it. It wasn't fun. And yeah, it was getting my channel views, but that's not what it was about. So I stopped, right? But it also turns out that there is an actual real problem with shorts, and it was just explained right here.
This is the death of YouTube and the rise of SlopTube.
I cannot help but feel that that is a correct statement, which is the main reason why the state of YouTube is one of my biggest arguments for wanting to stop, or at least to pull away, drastically so. Like, drastically pull away from YouTube.
And it's not the fault of AI. AI is just one of the mediums being exploited, as well as shorts and React commentary videos.
Now, I realize the irony in me saying this, because this is at least partly a reaction/commentary video, right? But that is true, okay? AI is not entirely to blame for the state of YouTube. People are. The people running YouTube are. Both of those things, right? And so people being the people that churn out AI content soullessly to get a quick check. Those are the people that I'm talking about. And the people running YouTube that do not stop this, that just don't care about the quality of their platform. They only care about money.
For every dollar that is generated from ad revenue on regular videos, YouTube takes a 45% share of the money accumulated, but in regards to shorts, YouTube takes a larger 55% of the money accumulated.
So, that is also true. That's a great reason. That's, I guess, corporate YouTube's excuse for allowing the shorts problem. I guess we'll just call it that. Because YouTube takes a larger cut of the ad revenue from shorts than it does for long form videos, which, by the way, I just want to point this out real quick. Until very recently, on the long form video side of things, YouTube only took 30%. So they've actually upped both of these numbers very recently. Yeah, for somebody like me, or for somebody, actually trying to curate a small business here on YouTube, in the form of a channel. These are horrific numbers. This 45 and this 55 are freaking horrific. Like, nobody could survive off of that, especially with ad revenue already being as bad as it is. This only makes it worse. Way worse.
10% more, which means YouTube literally gets billions of dollars more on shorts than on regular long-form videos. This is very significant, and combine that with the fact that more shorts are made from unmonetized channels, and YouTube keeps 100% of that shorts ad revenue. It's literally an endless supply of people uploading random small clips, many with the potential to go viral if YouTube recommends them enough, giving YouTube free money. Because it's far easier to trick a person into watching a short than an actual full video. Especially by the fact on the shorts feed, you don't get to pick what short gets played next. It is wholly chosen by YouTube itself.
This is another manipulative tactic that YouTube has adopted into the Shorts program. It's adopted it from TikTok, let's be real. Shorts didn't appear until TikTok was a thing. YouTube saw that TikTok was, using a technique, let's say that was like extremely viral and prints a lot of dollars basically for them. So YouTube was like, yeah, we'll do it. And YouTube isn't not the only company that did that, by the way. Snapchat is another example, but yeah.
There is a reason why the Shorts feed is taking up more and more room from the home screen, even if you don't like watching Shorts. So, mark my words, that the way that Shorts are currently being implemented on this platform have and are destroying YouTube. At least the YouTube that once existed. YouTube does not want 1,000 PewDiePies who could all migrate off-platform and take a massive chunk of their audience with them. But YouTube is okay with a select few massive creators so long as they're making content in the other direction YouTube is trying to push itself, which is into the mainstream media ecosystem, which is the very antithesis of what YouTube once was.
Pause. That is true. So let's take Jacksepticeye for example. He is an extremely successful YouTuber that has been on the platform for a long freaking time, right? He still gets multiple millions of views per video, like on average, right? To this day. Jacksepticeye does not just exist on YouTube. Jacksepticeye also exists elsewhere. Jacksepticeye does tours and stuff like that. He does voice acting and stuff like that, right? He also has a presence in the more Hollywood side of entertainment, not just YouTube. And gang, what is the point of YouTube if not to be an alternative for Hollywood entertainment? Right? Like, isn't that what YouTube was made to be? I seem to recall a very early YouTube slogan when I think about this, which is YouTube, broadcast yourself. Obviously, you don't really get that on Hollywood mainstream media entertainment, right? Right?
Channels like MrBeast represent this new direction, the mainstream. YouTube wants to be a TV viewing platform capable of competing with Netflix, so it will prop up the few massive channels able to make mainstream type content. And then they will bring in Hollywood to produce new content in this sphere, leaving the types of creators that built it in the lurch. All of this, of course, will lead to the complete death of YouTube because YouTube doesn't need to be TikTok. We already have TikTok. YouTube doesn't need to be Netflix. We already have Netflix. It will turn itself into inferior versions of those other platforms and utterly destroy itself because YouTube needed to remain as YouTube, not Corpo SlopTube.
And it destroyed the creators that built it in the process.
This is not an anti-capitalist video. This is an anti-monopoly video because we do not have a free market and competitive alternatives which is giving YouTube free rein to abuse its viewers and creators. YouTube is getting worse and worse, and as soon as we are given a proper alternative, there will be a mass exodus from this platform.
That is true. So, without competition, without competition. And you see this a lot with gaming companies too, like PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo. Okay. Without some form of competition that actually like poses a bit of a threat, right? YouTube is just not gonna change. It's just gonna keep getting worse and worse and worse, and they're gonna keep driving their platform and the creators that built it for them into the dirt until all of us just decide to up and leave, right? Because they won't have to change their ways, right? They're on top. They can do what they want.
And that is exactly what it has been doing over the last 2 years. Think about this. Most viewers on the platform probably only watch about 1% of the content that is uploaded here. Even if we be as generous as possible in the extreme and assume that it's actually 10% of the content here that mostly gets watched, that means 90% of the content uploaded on the platform barely gets seen while requiring far more server space and maintenance and upkeep costs. That is insane. At best, 90% of the content on this platform is a waste of space that bleeds YouTube money. And out of the smaller portion of content that is regularly viewed, YouTube is incentivized in making that even smaller by squeezing out the niche content and focusing far more on more easily consumed, broadly appealing slop. If YouTube could get the same amount of views without needing to host 90% of the content it currently does, it would make that change in a heartbeat. And this is one of the primary things that I believe YouTube is pushing towards. It is intentionally trying to kill off many creators that it sees it doesn't need. In YouTube's mind, it doesn't need me, or most creators like me, if we can be so easily replaced with slop content that it can control more and gain more of the ad revenue from.
And that's the long and short of it, gang. That is the current state of YouTube. If you're wondering why I want to quit, that's one of my biggest reasons right there. Now, the video goes on to talk about the failings of ad revenue, right? And how much membership support is able to fight that, right? And that's true for this channel as well. Like, yeah, I'm monetized here, but I do not make any freaking money. And that's because, well, honestly, that's because YouTube doesn't recommend my content. But YouTube ad revenue, even if it did, YouTube ad revenue is just not, it's just not good. It's definitely not good enough to justify me making the video. At least not monetarily. So, yeah. Guys, if you are, this section is for my members. Yes, I am burnt out on this channel. Yes, I want to quit. And yes, the fact that I want to quit kind of pisses me off. But you members, you guys mean the world to me. You really do. I cannot thank you enough for even a small amount of actual support that I get. Just so that I can sit here and do this, right? With my limited resources and my literally just me. Okay, so here's the thing. Ad revenue, right? It's so bad, right? We've talked about it. It's bad. I would not be able to pay anyone else to work on this channel because YouTube would not make it worth it. Like, it has been just me since the beginning. I've recorded the videos. I've edited the videos. I've uploaded the videos. I've done the thumbnails. I've done all of it. Okay? 100% of this channel is just me. It's me, right? I would not be able to pay an editor, for example, to edit the videos and take a lot of the workload off of me, simply because YouTube hardly gives this channel anything. And I am also not about to, in good conscience, ask someone to do it for free. Hell no, that's not happening. It's not because I wouldn't want to pay someone. It's because I can't. At least not just going off of the profits of the videos, off of the profits that the channel actually generates. And that's what I would be paying them off of, for sure. And it's just not there. It's just not there. Like, I could not pay someone to do that because it's just not, there's nothing I can pay them with. Anyway, there's my rant about the current state of YouTube. It's not good, guys. It's really not. And yeah, the two main things that have contributed to my wanting to quit outside of the state of YouTube is burnout and just a complete lack of motivation. Because, as I said earlier in this video, after I had ambitions for this channel, I started trying harder, and obviously, as a result, I wanted it to start doing good. I wanted to do well. And if number didn't go up, then my motivation to keep trying so hard would go down. And that went on for quite a while, and now it has culminated, and now I'm here. And here isn't exactly the greatest position for the sake of this channel, I won't lie, because I have, obviously, as you guys know, I am married, I am in school, I have a job, like I'm employed, right? I just do not have as much time as I did, and I certainly don't have a lot of time now. And that's another thing with time is, if I really, really, really wanted to, I think I would know at this point how to actually make this channel grow and become the thing I always wanted it to be, right? But I simply do not have time to do that. I just don't. As much as I sometimes wish that I did. Like, I would be able to do all the researching, the trends, and all of the stuff that I don't like, that I didn't even want to do. I would be able to do it, and this channel would blow up, right? YouTube is honestly pretty predictable to me at this point. I can normally tell when a video is going to do well and when it's not now. Like, I have all of the analytics. I know what's going on. I knew what was going on. I've known for a while. And this is just me actually talking about it. But, yeah. It's totally possible. It would just require time that I don't have. I don't have it. That leads me to this. For the last few days, I have wanted to stop entirely doing YouTube. I've wanted to quit. And honestly, a part of me still does. But this is what I'm gonna do, okay? I started this channel as an outlet for me to goof around and have fun. And whatever amount of smiles and laughs I could generate from other people as a result of that were just icing on the cake, okay? And that's all it was about. I didn't really have a schedule that I wanted to keep. I certainly didn't have an obligation that I felt like I had to do something at least once a week and try to make it somewhat good with the little amount of time that I now have. That certainly didn't exist. Now it does. So this is why we're doing this, gang. This is how it's going to be from here on out, okay? I'm not going to stop uploading entirely. I will still be here, right? But this is the new rule, okay? If it is not something I am passionate about, if it is not something I otherwise care about, or something that I just really want to do because I like making videos, if I didn't, I wouldn't be here, then I'm not going to upload it. It's pretty much that simple. I'm no longer going to try to conform myself to a schedule. Like, I'm not going to, because in this environment of YouTube, I'm my own boss, right? I'm no longer going to assign myself a weekly quota, get at least one video. I'm not doing that. I'm done doing that, not doing it anymore, okay? It is for the sake of myself and for the sake of this channel, because if I keep doing it, guys, there will not be a channel because I am just simply not gonna wanna do it. And that's what I've learned over the last few days. I would rather I have a channel that I am completely passionate about and upload, you know, when I actually really want to, than not have a channel at all. And in order to shift myself to this new mindset, because it is still really hard not to check my analytics like at least 3 times a day when I'm bored. I have to take a break. I need to distance myself from my channel for quite a while. I feel like that would help me quite a bit to not care as much about the numbers and go back to what it was at the beginning. And that is just how it's going to have to be, because I cannot keep forcing myself to do this. I just can't, not in the way that I have been. So that is what I've got. I don't know when I'm going to upload next, but I am going to be signing off of YouTube for quite a bit while I recuperate, while I deal with some things that are currently going on outside of my YouTube channel that also require a lot of time and a lot of effort. And yeah, that's what I've got. So thank you guys for watching. To those of you who have stuck around, it's been an amazing year on this channel. I do not regret this channel at all. This channel has been so much fun. It seriously has. Like, I've accomplished so much in the past year. I've even fulfilled a childhood dream that I've always had about becoming monetized on YouTube. I've done it in less than a year. I guess I never really answered the question of what happens now after that happened. At least I didn't answer it very well. And so I just kept, you know, pushing and grinding, even though the point of this channel was never to grind, necessarily. And somewhere along the way, I forgot that, and I need to refresh my mindset when it comes to this channel, and I think in order to do that, I have to distance myself from it for a while, so that the numbers are not a thing that I constantly have to convince myself that I should be looking at. So yes, thank you to you guys who have been with me thus far, but also thank you, a bigger thank you actually, to those of you who will continue to stick around, even after watching through this video, even after hearing everything that I've said here. You guys are the real ones, and you guys are the ones that I actually made this video for. Because yes, I'm burnt out, but I still wanted to make this video in particular addressing you, because you guys are a member of the small circle that actually does follow this channel pretty religiously whenever I upload, and have subscribed to it, not because you like a certain type of content, or maybe you do, but you also have some kind of value for, you know, the creator of it, for me. So you guys are the best. And also thank you to members. Obviously I've already said all of this, but support is in short supply from YouTube now, so any support that you guys directly give it means everything. It really does. So that's all I've got for you guys. Thanks for watching this video through to the end. And I have been SkyDee. I will see you guys when I see you. I'm not going away forever, but I don't know when I'll be back. Could be a little bit, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm still here. I'm still here. I still exist. And if you really want to get into contact with me, my Instagram is linked at the bottom of every video, every live stream, and I do accept DMs from you guys from the channel on there. So I'll see you when I see you. Take care.